Hello and welcome. On this channel, I bring to you book summaries on the best books in the field of creativity. I also bring you ideas to help you be more creative. If this sounds like something you'd gain value from, I hope you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when we post new videos. Now on to the book summary. Steal Like an Artist, 10 Things Nobody Told You About Being Creative by Austin Kleon. This was a New York Times bestseller. It's a fairly short book, 149 pages, sort of big print as well. From the jacket cover, An Aspiring Guide to Creativity in the Digital Age. Steal Like an Artist presents 10 transformative principles that will help readers discover their artistic side and build a more creative life. Nothing is original, so embrace influence. School yourself through the work of others. Remix and reimagine to discover your own path. Follow interests, wherever they take you. What feels like a hobby may turn into your life's work. Forget the old cliche about writing what you know. Instead, write the book you want to read. Make the movie you want to watch. And finally, stay smart, stay out of debt, and risk being boring in the everyday world so that you have the spark to be wild and daring in your imagination and your work. Quote, "Art is theft," Pablo Picasso. The author states that his 10 ideas weren't just for artists, but for anyone who's trying to inject some creativity into their life and their work. Section 1, Steal Like an Artist. Nothing is original. First, you figure out what's worth stealing. Then move on to the next thing. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, only if it's worth stealing or not. The genealogy of ideas. Every new idea is just a misshapen or a remix of one or more previous ideas, like a child born from two parents. Garbage in, garbage out. An artist is a collector who only collects things that they really love, whereas a hoarder is more indiscriminate and collects a bunch of stuff. We will only be as good as the stuff we surround ourselves with, which the author calls idea income. The job is to collect good ideas. He says, climb your own family tree. And what he means is focus on one of your favorite artists or thinkers or writers or role models. Study everything about them. Then find 3 people that influenced them that they loved and study them. And keep doing this. Eventually you will build a, quote, family tree of artists or role models. And after you build your tree, add your own branch, he says. School yourself. Chase down every influence. Go deeper than anybody else. That's how you'll get ahead. Google everything. Your dreams, your problems. Don't ask a question until you Google it. You'll either find the answer or come up with a better question. Always be reading. Don't worry about doing research, just search. And save your thefts for later. Carry a notebook and pen. Copy favorite passages. Record overheard conversations. He says to keep a swipe file. In other words, stuff that you've swiped from others. Section 2. Don't wait until you know who you are to get started. He says, make things, know thyself. We all have imposter syndrome, so he says, fake it until you make it. You have to dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And you have to start doing the work you want to be doing. He says, perhaps wear that funny hat that helps you think. Wear your outfit. Your desk is your stage. Your props are the materials. Your script equals time. He says, start copying what you love. Copying is reverse engineering, not plagiarism. First, figure out who to copy. Second, figure out what to copy. He says, who is the easy part? Those would be your heroes, people who inspire you, people who you want to be. Start out by rewriting your hero's catalog. And you don't just steal from one of your heroes, you steal from all of them. If you copy from one artist, it's plagiarism. But if you copy from many, it's research. Don't just steal the style, steal the thinking behind the style. You don't want to look like your heroes. You want to see like your heroes, so that you might somehow get a glimpse into their minds. That's what you really want, to internalize their... He says, imitation is not flattery. Imitation is copying. Emulation is breaking through into your own thing. Our failure to copy our heroes is where we discover where our own thing lies. Copy. Examine when I fall short. What's in there that makes me different? I think what he's saying here is that no matter how much we try to be like somebody else, there's always a part that we can't do, and that's more about us. And that's where we find our originality. He says, amplify that. Transforming their work into something of my own is how I flatter them. Add something to the world that only I can add. Section 3. Write the book I want to read. The best advice is not to write what you know, it is to write what you like. Write the kind of story I like best. Write the story you want to read. Think about your favorite works. What did they miss? What didn't they make? Section 4. Use your hands. He emphasizes here stepping away from the screen or the laptop. An art that only comes from the head is not any good. He says we need to use our bodies too, such as strum a guitar or knead some clay, go for a long walk. The cartoonist Tom Gould says he stays away from the computer until he's done most of the thinking for his comic strips. He says computers are better for editing and publishing later. The author says he now uses 2 desks, one analog and one digital. Basically, the digital one has his scanner, his laptop, his monitor, and a drawing table. And his analog desk has markers, pens, pencils, paper, index cards, sticky notes. He says, once I start getting my ideas, I can move over to the digital and execute and publish. And then when he starts to lose steam, he heads back to the analog desk. 5. Side projects and hobbies are important. He says, have a lot of projects going on so you can bounce between them. He says, be bored, wash the dishes, take a really long walk. And he says, don't throw any of your passions or dreams away. He says, a lot of people do try to unify their concepts into one thing. But he says, if you have 2 or 3 passions, keep all of them. You will learn from each of them, and eventually they will show you, where the right path is. He says, just keep spending time with each one. Something will begin to happen. He gives the example of he was in a band and trying to write music, and then he let that go because he wanted to focus just on writing. And then recently he came back to songwriting and playing music in his band, and it actually enhanced his writing a lot. He says, new brain synapses cause, new connections. And a lot of people realize that music feeds into their work anyway. So it's important to have a hobby, something creative just for you. Something that you don't necessarily try to make money with. You just do it because it makes you happy. once a week or whenever. It's regenerative. It's like church. Number 6, the secret. Do good work and share it with people. In the beginning, obscurity is good. You only want to be known after you're doing really good work. So there's no pressure when you're unknown. You can do what you want. You can experiment. You can do things just for the fun of it. Enjoy your obscurity while it lasts. Use it. The not-so-secret formula. Do good work and share it with people. It's a 2-step process. Doing good work can be really hard. Just make stuff every day. You're going to suck for a while. Fail. Get better. Step 2, it's easy to do step 2 now because you can put everything on the internet. Step 1, wonder about something, what nobody else is wondering about. And then 2, invite others to wonder with you. The more open I am about sharing my passions, the closer people will feel to me. People love it when you give your secrets away, and sometimes, if you're smart about it, they'll reward you by buying the things you're selling. The internet can be a place where you find ideas too. It can be an area, not just where you share your own ideas, but where you actually get ideas from other people that you're in communication with. Figure out blogging, figure out Twitter, figure out social media. Find people who love the same things as we do and connect with them. Share just a little of what you're working on, a little glimpse of your process. What would be of value? A handy tip you've discovered. Or share a good book that you're reading. Number 7, geography is no longer our master. You can build your own world. Surround yourself with books you love and objects you love in your office. Tape things on the wall. Create your own world. Distance and difference are the secret to creativity. Number 8, be nice. The world is a small town. Make friends and ignore enemies. Follow the best people online, the people who are way smarter and better than you, the ones doing the really interesting work. You can get angry, but keep your mouth shut and channel it into your work. Write fan letters, public fan letters. Write a blog about someone whose work I admire, and link it to their site. Make something you dedicate it to your hero. Answer a question they've asked. Solve a problem for them. Improve their work and share it. Show your appreciation without expecting anything in return. Validation is for parking. Once you put your work into the world, you have no control over the way people will react to it. Keep a praise file. People who say nice things about your work, delete the nasty emails immediately. Refer back to your praise file when you need a boost of inspiration. Number 9, be boring. It's the only way to get work done. Be regular and orderly in your life so that you may be violent and original in your work. Gustav Flaubert. Take care of yourself. It takes a lot of energy to be creative. Keep your day job. Try to take jobs where you can learn what you can use in your work later. He uses the example of a library job where he learned how to do research. A copywriting job taught him how to sell things with words. Have a daily routine. Establish a regular time for your creative pursuits. Do the work every day, no matter what. No holidays, no sick days, don't stop. Find a job that pays decently and doesn't want to make you vomit, and leaves you with enough energy to make things in your spare time. Get yourself a calendar. It will help you to plan work and give you concrete goals and keep you on track. Jerry Seinfeld suggested a wall calendar that shows the whole year, where he would X out each day that he completed the task that he wanted to do. And then he says, just keep adding the X's and don't break that chain. Keep a logbook. List the things you do every day. Not necessarily a journal or a diary, but what projects you are working on, where you went for lunch, what movie you saw. And number 10, creativity is subtraction. Choose what you leave out. Place some constraints. Limitations mean freedom. In the end, creativity isn't just the things we choose to put in. It's the things we choose to leave out. I hope you've enjoyed this book summary. If so, please like and subscribe. Thank you.